And here's a neat collection of early Mercedes. So these would date from, oh, I don't know, 1911, 12, 13, 14, something. I think they're probably in order here. But this is interesting, and you can, you know, these are aircraft engine cars, and you can look carefully at that. And so that's only a 4-cylinder engine. It doesn't have a detachable head.
Thank you so much.
It's got a crankcase at the bottom, but each of the pistons are separate, so or Siamese at least. Anyway, it's what a incredible engine. It's probably 15 or 20 liters or something. And it says it's got the 1 mile at 25.4 seconds, which is a world record at the time, probably around 1920. Just looking at this a little bit more, I wish I knew more about the pre-war cars to be more informative, but you could really spend a lifetime on this hobby and still you know, maybe only develop specialties in certain cars. So we've got an alloy crankcase at the bottom, and then it looks like they're twin blocks because they're separated. And then each of those blocks then looks like it has twin cylinders, and you can see the twin plugs per cylinders. And the valve train is exposed at the top, and you can see it activated by the push rods, which would come off the crank at the bottom. And then you can see the magnetos at the bottom of the car also driven off the crank. So I mean, aircraft always have separate cylinder barrels when they're air cooled, and I think that's normal aircraft practice to have separate blocks and separate cylinders. So I'm not sure exactly. It's a well-documented car, the Blitz and Benz. So if you wanted to Wikipedia it, I'm sure you'd come up with all the details. But I suspect it's about a 15-liter car, and I suspect it's probably making about 200 horsepower. And with chain drive, it would probably make this car a pretty exciting car to drive. Just a little bit here, so we can get a look at these GTOs.
Our third ghost.
And I think I overheard that they have 22 of the 37 GTOs existed here at Pebble today. This is something interesting too. This is a Ferrari 250 LM road car, one of one. So can't imagine it'd be very practical to run on the road, but a very unique Ferrari. They also made a couple of GT40s that were road cars as well. And then McLaren converted one of their Can-Am cars to an M6 GT, and actually that car is in Calgary right now, and you probably know who it belongs to. But anyway, neat car. Look at these little bumperettes. The guy told me he had to fabricate them from a block of rubber, and tiny little exhaust pipes, and probably next to no ventilation in this car. Pretty cool. This is another Talbot Teardrop. A car like this sold at RM in 05 and had Le Mans history in it. So they just don't get any more desirable than these French Grand Prix engined coach built cars. I wonder who did. Is this? Yeah. So this is again Fagoni and Pulaski design. Incredible. Love this car.
The Edwardian
you can see the snake, which is the horn, and that's a skiff-bodied car with the wooden boat tail on it. This is in the pre-war class, and the best pre-war Mercedes preservation, but they didn't say which war. So this is only about a, I don't know, 1900 car or something like that.
The Benz Victoria was a very basic wooden coachwork known as a vis-a-vis, and was actually used by Carl Benz himself as the company's
I hope he has brakes.
official
He's going to wipe out a bunch of people here.
1894.
Oh, it does too.
Unrestored and amazingly owned by one family from 1894.
Here's the Voisin. Now it's my favorite. I don't know if it'll win or not. Like I said, without access to the provenance of the car and so on, it's really tough. And everything here is so nice. But if I could choose what's best to show, it would be this, with a second choice of the that Bentley Speed 6 closed coupe. But this is an extraordinary car, and I just love it. So I hope that this car wins, because I really like Voisin's. Somehow I missed this on the fairway, but this is a Shelby Daytona Coupe. I think it's only one of 7, and really important car. And anyway, there it goes, big brute. So this is kind of fun. We've got John Surtees on the podium here, and John's, of course, the only man to win the World Championship on 2 wheels and 4. And so then, you know, the crowd are too thick here. But what they've done is they've taken his World Champion winning Ferrari up on the stage, and then also one of his MV Augusta, the World Championship bikes. So he's being reunited with his car and bike. So anyway, it's pretty cool. It looks, for a guy who's raced, I think 7 World Championships on motorcycles and 1 in cars, he looks pretty good. And so here is Surtees' Formula 1 Ferrari that he won the championship with in '64, the actual car. Here is the MV Augusta that he won the championship with in the '50s. Kind of special. This is the 722 Mercedes SLR, and it got the most significant car to compete in the Mille Award. Of course, it had no trouble winning. And so this is, I think, this is Sterling Moss driving this car down the ramp. So this is kind of exciting. I hope I can get a view of it with all the crowds.
Probably one of the most famous Mercedes-Benz motor cars in the world.
Yeah, I think it's the most famous. And I think probably, so what always happens is that they get crowded out of these things when you get the car. But here he comes. There's Sterling Moss and 722 Mercedes. I think he's headed down here for a photo op with a whole bunch of people chasing him. Look at that. But check this out. Everybody's like running, mobbing the car. Somebody's going to trip and fall. The other Talbot-Lego teardrop coupe, one of them won, the black one, won the best in class and is a best in show contender. This one didn't get that, but it got the most elegant closed coupe. And these are really, wow, they're just wonderful cars. So I'll get this one coming down. Everybody's swamped the Sterling Moss car, so I have an unobstructed view of this Talbot Lego coming down. So really wonderful machine. And like I said, these actually have a race history. Look at that, huh? Just gorgeous. This car here has got the trophy for the most elegant open car, and it's a 1928 Mercedes. Look at that.
To the 1937 Mercedes-Benz
Beautiful machine. Happy owner with the Lalique Sculpts car got the most elegant convertible award. I think they distinguish the convertible as opposed to the open car by its roll-up windows, where the other one has side screens. So another great old vintage Mercedes. So we had the 3 top finishers, which were the 1928 Bentley Speed 6, the 1934 Voisin, and then the Talbot Lego Teardrop, and the Voisin won. So that was my favorite car, and you can't really see anything because of course it's mobbed, but we'll get it driving down the runway in just a minute. And here we've got the other runner-up, which is the Talbot Lego Teardrop Coupe. So 3 amazing cars. I mean, I really have trouble between them, but for me the Voisin is just so interesting technically, and it's got such great design details on it that I love Voisin. But Who can argue with this Talbot Lego? It's just a magnificent machine. First, second, and third, so there we go.